My name is Maisha. I knit and crochet plushies and crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to recap January. So I want to talk about my favorite project that I did during the month. Not that many, because I ran out of yarn. The favorite video I posted. The results of No by January. I did pretty good if I do say so myself. And some businessy brainstorming that I want to talk to you all about. Alright, let's get started. So first we're going to talk about my favorite project. As I mentioned before, I didn't do that many because I ran out of some of the yarn that I needed. But let's talk about what I did do. So I did the purple kitten. We have a seafoam green whale and a octopus. These two were incredibly quick to finish, but I would have to go my favorite to the purple kitten for a couple of reasons. One, I love the face. This is probably one of the best faces that I did. I switched to a smaller hook, and that really had a huge effect on the holes that I was getting. Like no holes at all, which I was so happy about. It's not perfect, of course. I think the limbs still need a little tweaking, but it's good. Like, I'm so proud of how it turned out. I especially wanted to do a purple kitten in particular. In case you haven't noticed, my logo has like the cat ears and the tail. So I wanted to make one of my products match that. And it turned out so cute. So far, I have done 2 tries at the kitten. I think maybe one more and I will be fully satisfied with it. Or maybe not. We don't know. So next we're going to go into my favorite videos, and I'm going to scooch a little this way and have them playing over here. So the favorite video from January is going to be the Magic Kitten sequel. So if you haven't seen the original video, we're going to have that playing over here. So I don't feel like sewing, so let's see if this thing works. And a 1, and a 2, and a... Come on! Come on! So the original video is still one of my favorite videos of all time. It was such a silly video, a silly idea of what if we could fast forward sewing and knowing full well it's not gonna work. In the comment section of that video, someone was saying how the little crochet wand, what if I charge it? Like, or did I charge it? And that sort of informed the next one, or the sequel that I'm gonna show you next. So I just finished the pieces for the purple kitten, and I wanna see if we can speed past the sewing stage again, but I think I need to charge this first. All right, we're charged. Let's try this again. And a 1, and a 2, 3. Come on. Dang it. It didn't work again. I mean, it didn't work, but it worked. How did that work? We can call it a win? Yeah, we're gonna call it a win. So for the January wrap-up video, I had gotten my makeup done, and it gave me the idea of, I knew the crochet magic was going to fail, but how did I want it to fail? And I was thinking, oh, we could say that the magic had turned around back on me, and you turned the camera and I am in like a full makeup. So a little bit of movie magic. The last clip was filmed first before everything else, and then I had to go back after I finished the kitten, and film the first part. So the charging aspect I did as a video on my iPad, and I made that video on Canva, and it took so long to sort of get it in the sort of to match my vision, because I knew I wanted to sort of charge, but how do I show a charge? Originally I was going to try to do like a battery, but that didn't work, and so I ended up switching to like a yellow to a sparkly green to show that it was fully charged. I am so glad of how that video turned out and how much it matched what I wanted to make. I was able to pull a lot of moving parts together and create something that I'm so proud of. So how did I do on No by January? So technically, I think I only broke it twice, which in the grand scheme of things is not bad. So in case you don't remember, No by January was basically my goal to try to limit my impulse buys and just random purchases and kind of really be considerate of what I'm spending my money on. So technically, I only did it twice. I only broke it twice in that spending money on like impulses versus like my bills. I play it on my bills, so don't worry about that. So the first time I broke it, I got a hefty discount, so that's gotta count for something. The second time is this whole story, and it's kind of a loophole because it doesn't count as buying it if you have a gift card. So I may have already talked about this before, but I have Capital One Shopping, which is basically a web extension where you can get rewards and discounts and all this other stuff. I wasn't paying attention to the awards that I was gaining and what have you. So when I checked it, I had a lot of rewards. And I saw that I could redeem my rewards for gift cards and that Michael's was one of the places I could get the gift cards from. You see where this is heading? And then at that time, Michael's had a buy two, get the third free sale for yarn. I had to do it. I had to do it. So I think in the purchases that I did this month, I was still very considerate or keeping in mind, like, okay, do you really need this? What is the value of this that you're getting from this money? Or are you just doing like a knee jerk? So I think I did pretty good. And as far as the yarn that I got, with what I'm doing in businessy and all this other stuff, I'm gonna need yarn. So I feel that I've gotten into better habits as far as money is concerned. And even going into February, I'm kind of like, okay, I have less impulses of like, okay, I need this thing, I need this thing, I need this thing. So I think I'm going to maybe carry it on, maybe not as strictly, but knowing that I don't need to buy everything. Because it definitely is a lot easier saying no or not even thinking about impulse buys or what have you. Because I know in the beginning, oh my goodness, it was so hard. I wanted to buy that thing and that thing and that thing. But now I'm just like, yeah, I'm just kind of chilling. And that is the whole point. So if I learned one thing, I learned that. So now for the business meeting aspect of the wrap up. Basically the ideas that I've been having that I just wanted to bounce off of y'all. So the first is I eventually do want to get an LLC. I've seen a lot of feedback from small business owner videos saying that the LLC is a good thing to get. I know sometimes with the money it takes to file it, they kind of push it off. So that might be something that I push off, but I do still want to get it because I've heard that, and someone can tell me if I'm wrong, but the LLC basically protects your business assets from your personal assets. So if, say, you get sued for whatever reason, they're going to go after your business assets, or if you get sued as a business, not if you just randomly get sued. They'll go over your business assets versus your personal stuff, kind of like separating it, which I think is very valuable and something that's on the checklist for me to still do. The second would be the business account, a lot like along the same lines as far as separating the business and your personal, especially when tax season comes around. So I do want to make sure that I'm very focused on separating my business funds, assets, what have you, from me. So I have a vague idea of the order model that I want to use. Usually with plushies, it's either made to stock or made to order. Made to stock is how it sounds. You make a bunch of stock and then people can order from what you have. Then made to order is when you take an order, make it, take an order, make it, what have you. I'm leaning towards a pre-order model. So take a bunch of pre-orders, make those pre-orders, send them out, so on and so forth. It's basically made to order, but lumping them together. What I don't want is for someone who ordered over here to wait for this person that ordered over here. So I'm thinking that the pre-order window will have to be small enough so that this group won't have to wait forever. But if you're doing the pre-order, there's an understanding that if you ordered within the pre-order window, you're not going to get your item until after the making process and after the shipping process. And I'm thinking as long as I'm transparent as far as, okay, pre-order window is here, making window is here, shipping window is here, this is when you'll expect it. I think people know that if you're getting a plushie made to order, either way, it's not going to be something that they're going to get in 2 weeks. I hope you know that it's not something you're going to get in 2 weeks, period. And I do need to be realistic with myself as far as how much time I would actually need and how much time everything is going to take. So I think the actual logistics of it, period, is going to take some time to actually figure it out. I also realize that it a lot of the time it's going to be the case of we're going to have to try, see, and then tweak it as we go. Another thing I'm thinking about adding to my business umbrella is the Myami Academy. I think I talked about this in one of my rambly videos, but the idea was to do instruction. So teaching you how to crochet and knit. And originally that series was going to be videos. And I still might do that, but it had me thinking like, wait, what if I offer it as like a one-on-one tutor and you can pay the certain amount and you would be able to learn this amount of projects and you get my undivided attention to help you learn either crochet or knit or both. Or I even had the idea of doing an amigurumi prep class where after you've learned the crochet or knit, here's the stuff that you need to learn in addition if you want to make amigurumi. So I'm more and more pumped about that idea. I don't know when I'll be able to launch it because it does take a lot of planning, but I think it's going to be worth it because I think there's going to be those who really want that one-on-one, have been trying to learn for so long but can't really make heads or tails of some of the videos or the resources that they found. So hopefully I can be able to really delve deep and like, this is what you need to do. This is how you can hold your hands. I will be doing a lot more specific videos as time goes on, but I'm ready. I'm like so pumped to get this started and being able to offer it. So I will let you know and give you some more information as we go further and where you can sign up, of course. So last thing, I want the next Rambles video to be a Q&A. So ask your questions. They can either be knitting or crochet related, stuff you're curious about or confused about or what have you. You can even ask non-crochet related or knitting related. So if you're curious about where I went to school or what my favorite color is or what my birthday is, feel free to ask. And depending on how many questions we get, we might make it a series. That would be exciting. It's such an awesome opportunity to be able to look back at a month and seeing everything that I've done and all the ideas that I've had. I've just enjoyed this video series so much. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!